Hey guys, Brian from MBK Reptiles here. Now, we're at the CRB, the Canadian Reptile Breeders Expo in Toronto, and it is day 2. I wanted to just make, before all hell breaks loose and everybody starts coming in, I wanted to make a little video because I'm currently behind my booth and I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what is our expo strategy, right? So for us, it's always about quality first. Now, we breed thousands and thousands of reptiles yearly. So for us to be able to offer, like, we know like what we're good at and what we're not necessarily as good at. So like basically our number one thing that we have to get better at is definitely customer service. So because we're so busy, we prioritize the health and the quality of our animals. We always prioritize those. So the customer service part of things is a little bit harder. So to be able to assist everybody on all their day-to-day questions is a little bit harder. It's also because this is the reason why we make YouTube videos, in hopes that we can actually enlighten and educate people about these day-to-day care for your own animals. Now I'm going to start talking about my corn snakes. So like all my colubrids, I'm going to talk about colubrids. Antoine's going to talk about all the ball pythons and all the different strategies. Now for me, it's very important to have good size on my animals. So my animals are usually like especially my corn snakes, because we work with so much of the scaleless, are actually about 8 months to a year old. We like them to be like much bigger. So like it's very rare that I go to shows, for example, like anywhere in the US or anywhere in Canada, we always have the bigger animals. Now, it's great because I know that when someone purchases that animal, they are going to be feeding without any hesitation. These animals have been feeding and probably had over 50 to 70 meals in them already. So I know that I will never have any issue or any customer calling me back asking me, you know what, like the animal's not eating, the animal's not doing well. I've been caring for this animal for over a year. So that's definitely our main strategy when it comes to our colubrids. So that's what we do. Now, when it comes to coloration, I want to have every color possible, because there's always people that like from yellows, oranges, purples, and like from scale to scale. So I try to have the biggest variety of animals at the show. Colubrids is all about volume and all about numbers. We're going to help Antoine here. He's trying to showcase a few animals, but he was completely losing it right now, which I am as well. So especially when you're trying to do it with one hand, but that's really great. So that's really what we do. Now, how many animals do we breed? We always bring a few hundred animals like on site to give like a big variety to people to choose from. Now, with NBK Reptiles, that's the beautiful thing, that the fact that we have so much. I don't know if you guys hear that. We'll see. This is definitely testing our mic right now. You know, so we're going to be testing our mic because there's actually speaking right now on the intercom. But guys, so when we do bring animals, we bring hundreds of animals, give a huge variety of people to talk for. Why you want to do that? I'll switch to you anyway. It's all good. So yeah, so we have like this whole variety of animals and what to expect when we do a show. I've always calculated about 10% of my animals get sold at a show. So if I bring 100 animals, usually I'll be able to sell about 10 animals. So I try to bring probably close to 300 to 400 animals at a show and expect maybe like 30 to 40 animals to be sold. So until then, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass to Antoine, because with the ball pythons, it's a little bit different on your strategy. It's not about like having volume and having a ton of animals available. What you want to try to do is really to well, you know what? I'm just going to let him do it. We're just going to flip the camera and go right ahead, and then we'll do that. So
be sure to enjoy the escaping competition as it comes to a close, as well as the speakers are the Fluva Aquatic Expo.
It's good. Who knows? We'll see. We'll test the quality of the mic. But one thing that's really important, Brian did not mention. Sorry? This boot's pretty nice. This boot's amazing. Look at that. It's great. But one thing, I don't think they're going to hear you. He's talking to the camera, but the microphone's there anyways. It's a mess. This video is going to be amazing. Raw, footage. One thing that Brian did not mention that's really important to a show is to bring a banner of animals that you do not breed. This is extremely important. This just shows that you're passionate about any animals. This is really, really important. But moving on to the ball pythons, as Brian said, the strategy is completely different when it comes to the ball pythons. It's not necessarily about having numbers and variety. It's mostly about having quality animals that will be from different range of price. You can have animals that are extremely expensive for specific breeders and just to show potential of some projects, but you also want to have animals on lower ends just for the actual pet sales and stuff like that, because a lot of people who come to shows do not own reptiles or maybe one or two and want to add new animals, and these amazing looking genetics are not necessarily what they're going to target. They might want animals that are going to be within $300 to $200 range, and these animals are going to sell as pets in shows, in contrary to those $5,000, $4,000 snakes, even all the way up to $1,000. These are animals that are going to interest the pet owners. They're going to show the potential of the genetics, of the colors, but they're not necessarily the animals that you want to sell to those first-time ball python owners. And you want to also have, especially with projects like the cantaloupe here, you want to have animals to show, to display, just in order to, these not for sale animals, just to show the potential of the gene. It's important. If you just bring those single gene cantaloupe there, you're not going to be able to display the potential of the project. You want to bring your holdbacks and create some excitement towards your animals that you are excited. So we brought some animals. This super inchy pastel cantaloupe yellow belly has been a star at this show. OD, YB, inchy cantaloupe, amazing. Some super cantaloupe orange rim combos. These animals are really great, and it's important to bring them to display just to bring that excitement up for the people. And it's really great to have that variety of genes, of price, and everything, because you're going to be able to have a better show to accommodate some lower end sales, higher end sales, and just great talk with other breeders with the animals that are here on display. So that's basically my take with ball pythons. And since they're very valuable animals, these display the light, the good bedding, clean bin. It's very, very important because you want to show your animals to the best. We have a net here at the show because there's a lot of people, and sometimes we're not that many people behind the booth. So the net is really important just to make sure that nothing falls on the floor. You don't get anything that's stolen. But most of the ball pythons that are to display are going to be on the setup right there, on the acrylic setup. This is way more important. Yeah, that's about it for the ball python, guys. I was going to end up this video and show the no stress. Well, I have to untie everything and show it here, but I'll actually wrap it up. There you go. I'll talk at the same time, so you can mimic what I say.
Thank you guys for watching. I was sharing all these videos with you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and then until then, no stress. We got a lot of work to do today, so we're going to have fun and share our passion.